Hello, book people. This is PT Hylton here. I'm here today to do the book adaptations tag. I was originally tagged by Sabrina from Sabrina Everywhere, and I don't recall who created this tag, but I will place that down in the description below. This is a quick one. It's 5 questions, so let's get into it. Question number 1. What is your favorite book that was turned into a movie, and have you seen it? My favorite book that was turned into a movie is Serena by Ron Rash. I'm not normally a big historical fiction guy, but this book is one of my all-time favorites, and part of it might be because I read it at a time when I was moving to the Appalachian Mountains here in eastern Tennessee, the Appalachians, if you're from this area. This book takes place in their area. It takes place in the late 1920s, and it's about a couple who moves from Boston to this area. They're a big logging, they're the head of a big logging company, and the woman Serena of the title is crazy and awesome. She is like one of the best kind of villainous people I've ever read. She's like on my top 5 list of people I would not want to cross in books. If I was doing a top 5 list of that, she is so tough and so awesome, and this book is just really, really good. They're making a movie I have not seen it because it's not out yet. It comes out in February, I think, and it stars Jennifer Lawrence as Serena, which sounds promising. I've heard some mixed things. I was actually looking on IMDb just before this, and they mentioned that they tried to get Jennifer Lawrence to do a reshoot in order for her to do that because she was shooting the last Hunger Games movie at the time. They tried to buy out one day of her contract from the Hunger Games in order to get her to come do some reshoots for them, and it turned out the cost to buy her out for that one day from the Hunger Games was more than the entire budget of this movie Serena. So I don't know. So I don't know what they did about that. I don't know if this movie's going to be any good or not, but excellent book if you're interested in just a riveting story about logging in the early part of the last century. Very great story. Question 2. Have you ever watched a movie or TV series before reading the book? And if so, what was it? Yes, I have 2 examples of that I want to share. Number 1 is I Am Legend. I don't know why you can see that. I really like this cover for I Am Legend. When I was quite young, I saw the movie Omega Man starring Charlton Heston, and did not realize it was based on this. And that movie was crazy, especially when I saw it. I haven't seen it since I was quite young, so I don't know if it's as crazy as I remember, but I remember it being completely off the wall. The other example is I am a big fan of The Twilight Zone, and I have a collection here of some of the original short stories that Twilight Zone episodes were based on. I love that show, and I loved reading the short stories they were based on as well. Number 3, what is the best movie or TV show adaptation you've seen? I'm taking this to mean what is kind of the most faithful and best captures the feeling of the original. Not even that it necessarily has to be faithful, but what did the best job adapting it? And for this I'm going to go with a little bit out on a limb because this is a movie I've not seen for a long time, but it's a book that means a lot to me. It was my first Stephen King book, and that is Misery. And I feel like the movie did a great job of capturing this book. You know, a lot of people, when they think of Stephen King, think of the horror and misery, and all that stuff. But I think a really important part of that book is it showcased hope. And it showcased, when the character is trapped in that crazy Annie Wilkins' house, he still has hope. His art kind of almost saves him in that. And I feel like the movie did a great job of capturing that. I remember it being very faithful as far as the feelings it evoked in me. Part 2 of that question is which adaptation did you like the least? And for this one, I'm going to go with Cloud Atlas. I really like the book Cloud Atlas, and I feel like it dealt with really complex themes. The idea that there's this cycle of oppression that humanity goes through, and this idea that we can never see the past for really what it is. It's always just a story that kind of serves our purpose that we interpret through the lens of our lives. There's some really cool themes in the book, I thought. Maybe I just didn't understand the book as well as I thought, but when I came out of that movie, I was like, okay, either I didn't understand what the book was saying or these filmmakers didn't, because what I got out of that movie was very different from what I got out of the book. For name a book you really want to see as a movie or TV series. All right, I've been talking about it a lot, but I'm going to go with The Lies of Locke Lamora. The reason that I picked this is not just because I'm obsessed with it, although I kind of am obsessed with it right now. The real reason is that I feel like there's some types of stories that Hollywood does a great job of telling, and there's some that it doesn't. So, for instance, another series I really like is like Mistborn. I don't know if Hollywood could make a good Mistborn movie. They might be able to make a great one, but it could also be awful. I just don't know. Whereas I feel The Lies of Locke Lamora is the type of story that movies know how to tell. It's a heist story, and I feel like the odds of it being very, very good are higher than a lot of the other series that I like. And finally, number 5, name a movie that should be turned into a book. For this one, I'm going to go with the movie Looper. Looper involves a really cool time travel mechanism and a really interesting world. And I feel like a series of books could take place in this world. Not that I want it to like be directly adapted from the movie into a book, but I feel like a series of books could take place in this world very easily. If you haven't seen the movie, it's great. I highly recommend it. So that's going to do it for me. Thank you for tagging me, Sabrina Everywhere, and I hope you enjoyed the tag. I'm going to try and do more book tags over the next. I'm going to try to do like one a week maybe for the next little while. So I'm going to go out and find some, or I might create a couple of my own. I got a couple ideas brewing for some original tags. That's going to do it for now. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Bye.